Can you tell me you mentioned a little bit earlier Tupac's writing process was super crazy and fast.
Yeah.
What is your craziest Tupac studio story that you got?
When I did Definition of a Thug form.
Crazy.
Produced that actually for the Poetic Justice soundtrack. And just the first time seeing somebody break a blunt down and roll a blunt, and that was the first time I ever seen that. I'm used to joints.
Right.
And I wasn't even really, I used to be around like a lot of women and shit, but he, it was like he flooded it just all like he had all of the he had bitches.
Yeah.
All of this was just in one night, just all of this shit in one night, and then everybody from Thug Life came in, Big Psych, Macadocious, double up rated R, Lil Psych, but just a bunch of guys, Lil Rated R, like all these guys came, and then I did How Long Will They Mourn Me in the same night.
It's one of my favorite records, yeah.
Definition of a Thug, went from Definition of a Thug to How Long Will They Mourn Me all in one night, to seeing Tupac roll a blunt for the first time, and all these bad bitches in the studio at the same. Women, I don't want to just.
I mean, yeah, back then it was a lot more acceptable to say bitches,
And just being able to finally sit and have a conversation with him, and we just talked about a lot. He was just like asking me, like he was interviewing me,
right,
like about the death row shit and how, like, what's up with me, like why I'm not there, and
right,
all that. Oh, he was asking me all that shit, and I was just telling him everything that I was going through. And I bullshit you not, he put a lot of that shit right up in the motherfucking song. I was like, God damn.
Wow.
I had a 45. He put that in there. And all this, I was talking about how I'm starving out in these streets, and he said, he mentioned the tummy, got give my tummy ride, everything. And I looked at when I heard it, because he didn't let me hear it.
Right.
He went in there and did it. You know how sometimes the engineer and the artist will just go in headphones and record.
Right.
He did it. I didn't even hear it, until he finished. Once he finished, the engineer played it back up loud. I was like, this dude is a trip. He sat and took some of that shit I talked to him about,
put it in the rap.
Put it in the fucking song.
That shit's crazy.
And cause I was hurt at that time. I was crushed, pretty crushed, cause I wasn't with Snoop and Dre and none of my guys.
Yeah, it's almost like
DLC.
during that era, like you guys should have been like enjoying each other's success together, as opposed to being like, well, since I'm not on your label and Suge feels some type of way, we are kind of apart. That had to suck.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Because you're fucking on fire too, so I'm sure Snoop said you like, yo, this regulator shit's everywhere. Like,
yeah, and it's just I wanted them to enjoy the success with me.
Yeah, of course.
What I mean?
No, for sure, and vice versa, I'm sure.
Yeah,
that's got to be crazy. Like a song like "How Long Will They Mourn Me," like making that song while the studio environment is bitches.
Yeah. Because he got a call. Actually, he had got the call that his homeboy Kato had got killed in Detroit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was the inspiration, because it's like that's a serious concept
I was in there
of a
when
record.
When he got the call, and he was like, "Warren, you got something?" And I was like, "Yeah."
That's crazy. And that was the second record you did that night.
Yeah. And what's a trip is that I used the same sample. I used the sample that I used on my album. I used it again for him, just as like on some mixtape type shit.
Right.
So I took Super Soul's the same beat, and I redid it and did it for him for How Long Will They Mourn Me.
That's sick. Yeah, it's funny because you come like you sample. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like? Because I've talked to guys like Static Select, the Alchemist. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're just like, dude, sometimes you just let it fly, man. Like, because you can't get a hold of the estate, or it's just like, hopefully they don't catch it.
Yeah. I mean,
because like at the end of the day, it's like if you really had to clear every single sample, drum.
Well, I did. I had.
Well, I'm sure you had to on Def Jam.
Yeah.
But even just like these days, it's like if you're an independent artist, it's almost impossible. Like you couldn't afford to put an album out. You know, like.
Well, I just did it, kid.
And you cleared everything?
I just did it with the single I got with Zoe.
Okay.
Keep Sweat.
I mean, but I think there's obvious ones.
Keep Sweat. He ain't no joke.
But I'm saying like that's an obvious sample, right? I feel like there's like some of the like more like, yo, I took this breakbeat off this record I found at the store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can get away with it.
Shit like that.
Yeah, you can get away with it because a lot of that stuff is probably just like nobody is even on it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, so some things you can get away with.
You said you and Zoe have a lot of other songs together, or you're planning on doing some?
No, we got some songs. I just haven't put my verses on and edited his part.
Your beats?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I did was I even with the single we got right now, Let Me Breathe, I had to piece that together because he just came in and rapped.
Yeah,
So
and then you took it
and I had to format it.
That makes sense.
And piece it all together. So I got to get in there with the records that he did now and piece those
Do
together.
the same thing.
Yeah, piece them all together. And once I
then
piece
lay
them
yours.
together, then I'll drop a verse or whoever he want to get down on it. Like if it's Problem or somebody come get down. Or even if Kendrick want to jump on one, you know, that'll be dope. I wouldn't mind producing some shit for Kendrick.
I wouldn't mind you producing some shit for Kendrick either.
He get up under one of these, it's gonna be another game changer.